What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Wish I was talking to you on, better terms here, but the Jets lose the most important game of the season thus far to the Calgary Flames 3-1 and are now tied in the standings. The Jets do hold the tiebreaker, so currently they still own that second wildcard spot, but now it is as razor thin of a margin as you could ever have, really, being tied for a playoff spot. And look, I don't know. We're not going to put a lot of graphic up on the screen today. It is going to be, mostly just me talking. So, I don't know. It's going to be just a little bit of my thoughts about this game. Don't expect anything too fancy today. I don't have the energy for it. I'm really tired. And, that game doesn't warrant, effort from me today. I don't know. If the Jets aren't going to show up and, show that they care, neither am I. And it's just super frustrating that I'm sitting here talking today about a Jets loss, especially after the last two games they had. The whole city, man, has just been buzzing because of the last two games. So, a 6-2 win and then a 6-1 win against Detroit and New Jersey. And yes, I know those are on back-to-backs, but this Calgary game was on a back-to-back as well. And the Jets failed to, nail down the coffin, close the door on Calgary. If they won tonight, they'd pretty much have done it. They'd be 4 points up on them. But instead, they played not to lose. Both teams for, the first 40 minutes played not to lose. And nobody really wanted that game. Nobody was really coming out there and showing that they wanted to win that game. But hey, in the third, the Jets just came out lazy. Calgary capitalized and they won that game by the score of 3-1, and a really, really disheartening loss. I really thought that they were going to do it tonight. I really did. I really thought the Jets were going to come in here, with the hometown behind them after two massive wins. Blake Wheeler looking like he's revived. That whole line with Nikolai Ehlers, Vlad Namestnikov playing fantastic. And, for that to happen tonight from, Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Pierre-Luc Dubois really looking like non-factors in this one. And just really nobody stepping up to be the guy, nobody leading the charge today. And hey man, it sucks. It really does suck. I thought tonight was the night that maybe they would play closer and they would finally get that, that win to solidify and say, hey, we're here to make some damage. We're here to do some damage rather. And going forward here, we're going to be a force. And at the end of the day, they just did not do that. They lost to a team playing on a back-to-back, on the second half of a back-to-back, who, you're in a playoff fight with for the last playoff spot. And, Jacob Markstrom played again after playing really bad against Chicago. So now we sit here and talking about a Jets loss. It's really discouraging. And I wish that it didn't happen. And it should have been a Jets win tonight. It really did. I said that I was done going to Jets games, but for this one, I felt like I had to go to it. And, lo and behold, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I'm jinxing them. I don't know. But the Jets end up losing 3-1 to the Flames, and this one stinks. Tied in the standings. Jets have 4 games remaining. Calgary just the 3. But, hey, it's going to be a dogfight right till the end. It's definitely not the end of the Jets' playoff hopes or anything. But it's just, it stings. It stings that they couldn't get this one done today, and especially with the effort level shown. It's just a really lazy third period. And at the end of the day, hey, what are you going to do? But would have been really nice to walk away with a win tonight. Sorry, this is like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just going full doomer mode here. The season's definitely not over for Winnipeg. Far from it. I think that they, if they win 2 out of their next 4 games, they pretty much clinch, unless Calgary wins out, obviously. But, I think if they win 2 out of 4, they're probably fine. The Jets' next 4 games are against the Predators, the San Jose Sharks, and then they finished the year off with Minnesota and Colorado. So obviously the back half is a lot tougher than San Jose and Nashville, but those are games that the Jets, definitely have to win. Those are, teed up, served on a silver platter. Really not great teams. I know Nashville, they're not a terrible team, but the Jets have beaten them in the past, and they've shown that they are a better team than Nashville. So those 2 games, they have to win. They have to find a way to beat San Jose. How they haven't beat San Jose both times this year is just astounding to me. But you know what? We're not going to talk about that right now. Anyway, Jets have very big games coming up. Obviously, the more wins, the better. They do still own that wild card spot, but it's never been less of a margin than right now. It is razor thin. You can't really make a lot of mistakes going forward here. And unfortunately, I don't know how much I believe in this team to not be making mistakes after that effort. You know, those last 2 games, they really flipped my thinking of this team. You know, obviously we know what's happened all year, but I thought maybe, you know what, hey, if they're going to go forward here, they're going to show some heart, they're going to, you know, play the way that I believe they can play, then hey, go for it. Let's go on a run here. But if they show up like they did against Calgary in games that truly do matter to that large of a magnitude, then you know what? Why even make the playoffs, man? I don't know. Why even bother? If you're not going to show up for this one, are you really going to show up for game 1 of the playoffs? Going to show up for a game 7? I don't know. The laziness from Pierre-Luc Dubois was very evident tonight. I didn't see it on TV, but I saw some clips, and oh man, did it look bad. So I don't know. It's just frustrating. I don't know what to think about this team. You know, one day they look like world beaters, and then the next day they look like they just don't care out there. So I'm so conflicted with this team, and that's where I stand with things. I don't know what to talk about. Like, that game was so boring. That game was such a boring game. All over the place. It was just whistles, penalty, and really nothing going anywhere. And you know, of course, that does help the Flames. They're more of a, you know, slugging team than you know, a fast team, I would say. They're definitely more content playing the defensive game. That's the Daryl Sutter game plan, but you know, it probably doesn't fit the Jets the best. But here we are. Jets are tied with Calgary for the last wildcard spot. Tell me that 3 months ago, I don't know if I believe you. The Jets on January 18th were atop of the Central Division and actually first in the West, I believe. And now they sit dangling by a thread, almost out of a playoff spot. Can they hold on? We will find out here in the next week and a half. And hey, it's going to be a very, very intense next little while here. I really hope that they can make the playoffs. But hey, it's all going to come down to if they want it or not. Tonight, Calgary was the better team. They came out victorious. They wanted that game bad. They got embarrassed by Chicago the game before. They did not want to lose again, and hey, in the end, they came through with a win. So hats off to Calgary for playing hard tonight. Really no excuse for the Jets not to have won this game, though, and it's just tough. It's just really tough because this one, you know, really would have been the one to put the nail in the coffin, and since 2018, this Winnipeg Jets team has not been able to do that. They've proven time and time again when they step up to the plate, when the games matter, they do not come up big. And just another example of it tonight. I wish, you know, obviously I wish they won this game. I think that would have been a big statement, and I think that the city would have been feeling a lot better about this team going forward here. Pretty much guarantee yourself a playoff spot with a win tonight over Calgary, but instead we're going to do it the hard way, and we're going to, you know, take this thing right down to the wire. But look, I don't want to talk about the Jets anymore. Jets' next game is on Saturday against the Nashville Predators, where they need a win desperately to stay in front of the Calgary Flames. So I'm going to leave it there. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought about the game and, you know, the Jets' playoff hopes going forward. Do you think they're going to make it, or do you think that, you know, maybe this is the blow that, you know, makes everything unravel? I'd love to hear from you guys. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Recently hit 1100, so thank you guys so much for the ongoing support. You know, all season long, it's been fantastic. Channel grew so much this season, and hey, in the off season, I'm gonna have a lot of content, lots of, you know, little mini documentaries coming out for you guys surrounding the Jets. And hey, I'm excited, so hope you guys are too. I'm gonna see you in the next one though. Go Jets, go. Bye bye.